Chapter 1. Croissants, Pride, and a Small Television Problem. Pierre. Laurent Dumas was not an ordinary man. He was le chef, the king of soufflés, the emperor of risotto, the dictator of the oven. In his kitchen he had rules. The tomatoes had to be the exact size of a walnut. The frying pans had proper names. His bulldog Napoleon only ate at the exact temperature of 43 degrees. But a reine Amada took him out of his little culinary kingdom. "Uncle, I need you to replace me on my children's cooking show for a week. I broke my ankle dancing with a blender." And so, without no and how, Pierre ended up in Little Chefs, dressed in a sequined apron and surrounded by children who thought flour was a form of artistic expression, on the walls. Chapter 202. Welcome to the Kitchen of Madness. The set was a theme park. Each day, the set changed. From a jungle made of cookies to a spaceship where spatulas floated, hang hadas de hilos. Pierre, accustomed to the silence of his Parisian kitchen, now dealt with children who spoke all at once, one who sang while cooking, and another who asked him if the snails they knew, like bubble gum with drool, but the worst was yet to come. On Caramel Castle Day, Pierre was trying to bake a traditional brioche when Emile, the most hyperactive of all, appeared on a mischievous smile and a handful of unidentified ingredients. "Let me help you, mon chef. No, this is science, precision. This is not." Plop, ground cookies, peanut butter, gum-itas, cereals, cinnamon, everything fell into the mixture. Pierre felt an emotional heart attack. "That's not bread! That's a culinary crime!" But the dragon oven roared. The bread came out inflated, golden, and delicious. So, Pierre tried it, and he liked it. The video went viral. Chapter 3. Fame, Fans, and a Tempting Offer. 3 days later, Pierre was famous. Not for his soufflés, not for his fig reduction, not because of a deformed mask created by a child with sticky hands. "Pan Emile is everywhere," the producer shouted at him while showing him memes, interviews, and even a proposal to launch a line of cookies with his face on the box. "I don't approve of this. I'm a chef, not a cartoon. But look at this auto-tune remix. It already has 12 million views." And while Pierre, he was torn between humiliation and fame, something changed. The children began to surround him not only because of the cameras, but because they liked him. They asked him for advice. They wanted him to tell them stories of Frania, and they embraced him when his masses did not rise. Emile even said to him one day, "Before, I thought that chefs shouted a lot, but you shout with style." Chapter 4. The Great Final Contest. And A.S. Sticky Surprise. The last day was special, a competition among all the children to create a new dessert. Pierre was to be a judge. But he, the eternal perfectionist, did something unexpected. He took off the pink apron, put on his white chef's jacket, and entered as a contestant. "Today, I cook with you. The dish, a reinterpretation of the Pan Emile, now elevated, with citrus notes and a crunchy shell and a surprise jam filling." When he finished, there was total silence. And then, applause, standing, from the children, from the team, and from Emile, who ran with a sign that said, "Pierre is our magic chef." Epilogue. From the Michelin star to the children's heart, Pierre refused to launch his line of cookies. But he accepted something else, to return once a month to the program, not Siomo star, but as a mentor. He said it wasn't for him, that it was for Napoleon, who missed the pastries. Nobody believed him. A year later, in an interview, he was asked, "What was the most difficult? To go from haute cuisine to the children's world?" Pierre thought for a moment. To learn that, sometimes, the most perfect recipe is born from the stickiest chaos. And then, he took a piece of bread from his pocket, with gummies. "And this damn bread is still delicious." And